And then I have my hardcover Harry Potter books. This is The Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. And then I have The Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. And finally, the Deathly Hallows. And I didn't really particularly like this one as much. I did have some problems with it, but it's still a good book. And the next book I have is the first book in the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. It's called The Gunslinger. I haven't read this yet either, but it looks good. And I got it because I had the fifth book. Then I have Necroscope by Brian Lumley. This is a modern vampire tale. And I love the cover. I tried reading it, but I couldn't get into it, but I tried reading it a few years ago, so I didn't really like reading back then, but I'll try it again. And then I have R.A. Salvatore's The Chronicles of Driss series. I think that's what it's called. And it has Homeland, Exile, and Sojourn, the first 3 books in the series. It's a really cool cover. It's in one bind-up. I want to get the single volumes, though. Then I have Brissinger by Christopher Paolini. And I've had this book since it came out, and I still haven't read it yet. I did like the first 2, but it's taking him forever to write the 4th one. I guess I'm not complaining because sometimes it does take a long time to write books, but I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. It's taking forever. Can't even pull this one out. Okay. The Mark Twain Selected Works. This has Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, Prince and the Pauper, and the Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court, and other stories. I've read the first 2 of those. I just need to read the other ones. What am I doing? This is Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier. I didn't particularly like this book, actually. I did do a review on it, and I did love it, but after thinking about it, it's not that great. It was kind of slow. I hated the main character, the main girl, just like I hated the main girl in The Gone with the Wind, so I don't recommend it. But I will say that Charles Frazier is an amazing author. Really good descriptive. And then I have Which President Killed a Man by James Humes. This is like just a bunch of little facts about the president that you might not have known. And on this shelf I have my MP3 player and my cell phone, my brick phone. And I have a bunch of bookmarks from my school. Let me just stand up to show you. Kitty bookmarks, stuff like that. Doggy bookmark, another bookmark, just random stuff. And then my Ryuk plushie, because he's awesome. Down here is where I keep all the books that I'm reading. Move this down. I have Blush, Politics, and Other Natural Acts by Barry Parham. I won this in a contest, or a giveaway on Goodreads, so I need to read that. I'm reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, and I'm actually starting to like it now. I'm about halfway through, and I'm actually liking it more now. I tried reading this like 5 times, and I couldn't get into it, and now I'm actually starting to like it. So that's good. And then I'm also reading Winter Girls by Laurie Halse Anderson, which is amazing so far. I'm only like not even halfway done, but it's so good. It's so amazing. And I love the cover. Then up here, I have Fallout by Ellen Hopkins, if I can pull it out. I want to read this really badly. It's the 3rd book in the Crank trilogy, which I highly recommend. And then I have Identical by Ellen Hopkins. Oh, and Identical is signed. If I can find the signature. Signed. And also Crank, Glass, and Impulse are all signed also, because I met the author in March or April or something. Back here, I can pull it out, is Wicked Lovely by Melissa Marr, which I've heard mixed things about. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it. I might. Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen, which I've heard amazing things about, and my parents love this book, so I'll try to read this soon. Another book about the presidents, it's Secret Lives of U.S. Presidents by Cormac O'Brien, and that's a really interesting book. Driving manual, little theater thing for my theater. Then I have Alfred Hitchcock, Stories to be Read with the Door Locked. Bunch of short stories by Alfred Hitchcock. I love Alfred Hitchcock, he's amazing. Then I have Hauntings and Encounters of Different Kinds by Arlene L. Jenkins. Bunch of true hauntings, I guess. And this is 13 to Life by Shannon Delaney. Book about werewolves, and I can't wait to read it. It sounds so amazing. And Shannon Delaney's mother died of cancer, which I love her because I feel so bad for her, and I've had someone in my life who's gone through cancer, and I know what she went through. And then I have V.C. Andrews, Petals in the Attic, and or Flowers in the Attic and Petals on the Wind. This is a huge bind-up. I don't know when I'm ever going to be able to read that, but I've heard amazing things about her. And then I have Nightshade by Andrea Kramer, which is a werewolf novel, and it's a debut, so that looks really, really, really good. Okay, so this is the last shelf that isn't mass market paperback. I have Classic Horror Stories, which has a bunch of classics. It has Dracula, Frankenstein, actually here. Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, The Body Snatcher, Markheim, Dracula, Island of Dr. Moreau, and Classic Stories by Edgar Allan Poe. I got that for like $5, so I'm really, really excited. I got so many books for only that price. And then I have 100 Hair-Raising Little Horror Stories, which is a bunch of stories that was compiled by Al Sorrentonio. It has a ton of stories in there, horror stories by Clive Barker and H.P. Lovecraft and a bunch of other authors. I have Dark Secrets 1 by Elizabeth Chandler, which includes Don't Tell, Legacy of Lies and Don't Tell. Then I have Kissed by an Angel by Elizabeth Chandler, which is Kissed by an Angel, The Power of Love, and Soulmates. I've heard kind of mixed things about that, so I'm not sure if I want to read it. Sorry, I'm trying to get this back in. Derek Jeter, The Life You Imagine. This is an autobiography of his life. It's really inspirational if you like baseball, but if you don't like baseball, you might not like it. I love baseball. The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, my absolute favorite book of all time. Everyone should read this book. Everyone. It is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot recommend this highly enough. Amazing. And then the other book he has is A Thousand Splendid Suns, which again is amazing. I also highly recommend these books. They're adult books, so they have adult content, so just so you know, I'm terrible at cameraman. Then I have the first book, Dead Until Dark by Charlaine Harris, which is the first book in the Sookie Stackhouse series. Haven't read that yet. Then I have Aragon and Elvis by Christopher Paolini, which I both love. I actually really like them, but I didn't love them. But I would give them maybe 4.5. They're really good. Then I have Battle Royale by Koshun Takami. This was also a manga. This is a novel that it's based on. And there's also a movie. 2 movies, I think. I can't get this back in. Then I have Fool by Christopher Moore, which I hear is really good. It's like a retelling of King Lear by Shakespeare. Then I have The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, which I hear is amazing. It's about a girl in World War II, a Jew, and I'm just trying to go through it fast, sorry. The Guardian by Nicholas Sparks. This is about a guy whose wife dies, I think, and he's trying to find love again. And then there's Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, which I haven't read yet, but I love the movie, which is why I haven't really read it. But I love Dan Brown, and it's really good. Then I have Blindness by Jose Saramago, which is really good. Highly recommend this one. It's about this dystopian world, or it's actually about the apocalypse, where people just randomly start going blind all over the world, and it's just really interesting and really good. There's also a movie, but I highly recommend the book over the movie. It's originally written in Spanish, so there's like no punctuation or something like that. Then I have Plain Truth by Jodi Picoult. Picoult, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. About what do they call them? Amish people. I don't know much about it. My mom gave it to me. The Road by Cormac McCarthy, which I also highly recommend. Amazing about the apocalypse again, and these two, a father and son that travel together during the apocalypse, and it's about love, and it's so good. Then I have The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, which is one of my favorite books of all time. Highly recommend. It's amazing. And then I have To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which is my favorite classic book ever. It is amazing.